where to start today because I have so much to do. So I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and start with this mess. These are all the leftover colored cherry tomatoes from number 2. I have 76 of these. And they look tall, spindly, sad, starting to get a few yellow leaves, which I'll pick off when I transplant. So these 76 tomatoes I'm not going to waste, that's for sure. So what I'm going to do is put them into these 6-inch pots. I've already filled them with soil and I've soaked them. And we're going to transplant these and we'll get $6 a piece for one. So let's get on this and I will show you how we do this. All right, so I'm going to start with my yellow minis. These ones, aren't as bad as the indigo cherries or the tall ones. So they aren't as bad, but these are all going to look beautiful when I'm done. So what I'm going to do is just pop off any yellowing leaves. Throw them on the ground for now. And then I'm going to dig right down. Plunk that down. I'm not gentle when I plant. So make sure it's planted down as far as you can possibly get it. And then I've got some bamboo that I cut. Now when you're bambooing, here's the thing. Tomatoes grow so fast. So in no time this is going to be up past this bamboo. I don't know if you can even see that. Can you see the top of that? No, you can't. So there's the top of it right there. That will be up above that in no time. So when we're doing it for ourselves, we use taller bamboo. You just have to make sure that the bamboo isn't too tall where it won't fit into the customer's car. Then we just take some old twine or string, whatever. This was laying down in number 3 from last year's plants. And I just tie it, not tight, loosely, under a nice solid branch so that it won't slip up. And then I do the same on a second because you don't want the wind catching these. Also, when you bamboo, I don't like to go too close into the root. You can go into it, just try not to get too close to the stem. And then I just kind of cut off with my dull scissors because my snips go missing every year at this time. And that's it. And then we always tag our pots. There we go, yellow mini. And I do make sure I tag each one. I put my tag down as far as I can because they get knocked out, and then when customers are asking you what type or what variety this is, you'd have no idea because you cannot tell. The only ones I'd be able to tell are the indigo cherry because they're much different looking, but when I've only got a couple of each left, I still won't be able to tell. So like I said, these sell for $6. A lot of these are going to the Good Food Co-op in Huntsville. So if you're in that area, stop in and buy one of our tomato plants. Buy anything from them. They have great stuff. They also buy our produce out of the lettuce house, our greens. So I'm going to carry on with this. So really, the mess from here, once they're planted into these individual pots, look at how nice that is. So I'm going to carry on and I will show you when I'm done. And there we go. I've got all 76 planted. The bottom leaves cleaned up. They look absolutely fantastic and they're ready to sell. So with these 76 pots that were a tangled mass, now we have $456 worth of product waiting here to be sold. And these sell like hotcakes. So just remember, keep your bamboos tall. I'm going to have to replace any that don't go to the Huntsville Co-op. We are going to have to re-bamboo into taller, or with taller bamboos, sorry, because they'll grow super fast. So that's it for the cherry tomatoes for now, for the ones that we're going to retail. What else do we have? So my grapes. These are Concord grapes, and we have in our orchard, we have one row of grapes in a raised bed, and we're going to replace some of them with these, and then the others we'll sell. I think we only got 20 bare root of these, but look at, they're starting to bud out. When you first get these, they're like a stick with the wax on the top. They don't even look like they can survive at all. But they're coming along well. Now this guy, oh yeah, he's got a little bit of growth on the top, but I was a little concerned about him because his bark is peeling all the way around. But looking good. We have our rhubarb, which we'll bring to market. These sell for $7, I believe, $7 or $8. I think it's $7 at market. We also grow rhubarb in our field for our CSA and customers. Tomorrow, I was going to do this today, but it's the end of the day and I'm just pooped. But these, I've got about 1,000 of my heirloom tomatoes and beefsteak tomatoes to transplant tomorrow. And as you can see, they're ready. Got a nice root system on them. These are going to be easy because they're just plunk, plunk, plunk into the 6-packs, which I'll show you. So those tomatoes will go into these ones that I just transplanted into the 6-inch pots. They'll go into the same container and the daisy tray, and then these will go directly into our raised beds. So I've got 1,000 of them to do tomorrow. I have another 600 of my beets to do because I do 600 beets, actually 630 a week. So you can see the different stages here. Let's start from the beginning with the first stage. So these ones here were planted around March 20th, and these are going to be transplanted out into our raised beds in greenhouse number 4. On Monday I'm going to do them. Look at the root on that. It's perfect. And these are super easy to transplant as well. They do come in doubles, and last year we were separating them. This year I'm not going to. I'm just going to plunk as is. So there's the first planting. And then you can see the second planting. So there's quite a difference. So this is weekly I do this. And then there's different stages here. Or whatever we harvest 1 week, we right away plant what we've harvested. So it's just a constant rotation. The basil was planted just a few days ago and it's starting to come up nicely. We put these into 4.5-inch pots and sell them at market. We also put them into our herb bowls that we do. Now my bunching onions, these are also going to be planted into the raised bed down in number 4. And I'm just going to pull one out to show you. We take these right out and then we separate them and plant. But you can see it's got a bulb and we just plunk it into the ground. Not deep, just into the ground. And they will grow fantastic. But first of all, what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to give them the haircut. When you do that, that just promotes a better bulb later on. So it worked very well for us last year. These are a variety called Candy. These are the large sweet onions. And I'm going to pull one of these out. Actually, no, I'm not. Because we're not going to plant these until we put them into the ground down in the field, which won't be a while. These are ready, though. They could be transplanted now. And again, I'm going to give them a haircut. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, too. And then we have our leeks, which aren't quite ready yet. They're close. I mean, we could do it. But all of this I'm going to give haircuts to. And this is something, except for the leeks and the large onions. All the bunching onions I plant every single week. So that's going to be transplanted out on Monday. And then we have some kale and kohlrabi here. The kale will be down in our field, and we also have some in the lettuce house, so we don't need a ton. I planted 105. As you can see, a couple didn't germinate, but no big deal. These will go into the field, and we don't harvest the whole entire plant. We just harvest this is going to be the curly kale. We just harvest the larger leaves off the plant, and they just continue to grow all summer. And it makes it a lot less planting. Easy to do. They just basically break off. The kohlrabi, we have the small planted now, and then I have the large kohlrabi. Got lots of that coming, and I have to plant more. We have all of our peppers, our bell peppers. They're doing all right. Our gourmet orange, for some reason. So these are Islander, which are the purple. And the gourmet orange didn't do so well. And I'm not sure why. They're in those Jiffy Pucks though. But everything else seemed to germinate fine. And then these are red ace. And these are red ace. And then we have our lunchbox peppers. And I'm going to plant these into the 6-packs as well as soon as they're ready. I'm going to give them a little bit more time. They're just starting to get their true leaves. And the lunchbox are, but it'll be a little bit yet before I can transplant them into the 6-packs, and then they will go directly into the beds. And then we have some celery, I believe. Yeah, this is the celery. Now this was a pelleted seed that we had from last year. Generally, pelleted seed is only good for a year, so I thought, oh, I'm going to try it because we had a lot left. And it did, it germinated. It all germinated. Very happy about that. We have more beefsteak tomatoes, which are the Rocky Tops. These were planted on April 2nd. And there too. My cukes, which are going to be going down into number 3, I believe. Yes. So I have lots of cukes planted. And we transplant these. So of course they're not ready yet anyhow, and number 3 isn't quite ready to transplant in. And I didn't want to fill up any more 4 cells, so I just stuck a bunch into a pot. I put 9 in there and they're all up. And these were the last planting of beets from last week. So this is what happens is right now, and Haley's not back yet. So, and it's, I mean, it's all good, but everything is, like, everything has to be done now. Now everything has to start being transplanted, and there's only so many hours in a day, and it starts getting hard, but you can't just take a day off. So I'm gonna do what I can do, and I'll catch up. So anyhow, that's all I'm going to do for now, and I'll bring you with me when I start transplanting into number 4 on Monday. Thanks, guys. Bye.